What's going down, Machinima? My name's TetraNinja, and I welcome you to Weapon Faceoff episode. I don't even remember anymore, but we're well into the series. And obviously today we're looking at the M14 versus the FN FAL. Both are semi-automatic weapons that are in Call of Duty Black Ops. So as always, let's look at their individual stats to just get ourselves started. So both of these semi-automatic assault rifles have some of the highest damage rates per bullet in the game on all the guns. Only the Scorpion ties them with 50 points of damage near. As well, the only other guns that do more damage are obviously the sniper rifles for apparent reasons. So both do a damage rate of 50 to 40 near and far respectively. At max speed, you can fire them at 625 rounds per minute. You'll never see anyone fire accurately like that unless they have a mod. And both have an ammo cache of 60 rounds with a mag size of 20, and similarly they almost have the exact same reload speeds, except for the M14 reloads slightly faster if there's bullets still in the magazine, but slower if it's completely on empty, whereas the FN FAL reloads a little bit slower if there's still bullets in the magazines, and faster if it's on empty, so not a big deal right there. So moving on to their iron sights, so at first glance they look very similar, but if you look a little bit closer on the FAL's iron sight, the three little prongs are spread apart more than in the M14's case, so that gives it, the iron sights, a little bit more an advantage in terms of visibility when you're trying to look down sight at an enemy. So once again, like I said, this gives the FAL a little bit more an advantage than the M14 in the case of the iron sights, but in most cases I suggest that you run a sight with these guns just because the iron sights are a little bit inconsistent, especially at longer distances. But moving on to recoil. So what recoil is the random chance of your crosshairs jumping in one of four directions. The larger the number, it means that there's more recoil and basically a larger jump. So in the FAL's case, you can see that it kind of stays a little bit more in the center, jumping to the upper left-hand corner, whereas in the M14 case, it jumps almost exclusively upwards. And both have the exact same center speed at 1400. And what center speed is, it's the opposite force working against recoil, bringing your crosshairs back to the center. So the higher the number, it's better for the gun in terms of recoil, and that is what grip does. Grip actually, the main purpose of grip isn't to actually reduce the recoil but increase the center speed. So in the case of the M14, you can actually put a grip on it, unlike in the FAL's case, it bumps up its center speed to 1600, giving it a little bit more manageable recoil. Let's move into hit multipliers, and this isn't the biggest of deals with these weapons, just because in most cases you're not going to be aiming at the neck or the head exclusively, but the hit multipliers on the M14 are a little bit better than the FAL's in that the hit multiplier to the head is 1.5 as well as the neck. All else to the body and limbs is 1.0, where in the case of the FAL, the hit multiplier to the head is only 1.4 as well as 1.4 to the neck. And the only difference this will make is that it gives you a better chance of a two-hit kill at close to medium distances, and if you just randomly hit the person in the head or the neck, like I said, it just gives you a better chance for a two-hit kill. But in most cases, you're going to be aiming center mass with both these semi-automatic rifles, so like I said, this isn't the biggest of deals between the two. Alright, let's move into perk setups, and as always, the ones in the box are the ones I stick with. And the reason I go with Hardened Pro instead of Sleight of Hand is not because I want extra damage through surfaces, but I want the secondary effect of Hardened Pro, which reduces the flinch of your character. And what flinch is when you're getting shot, your camera kind of jumps a bit, which throws off your crosshairs, and the Hardened Pro secondary effect reduces this. And because both these weapons are semi-automatic weapons, they rely heavily on accuracy and precision. And if you're medium to close range and you're getting shot at, the Hardened Pro attachment really helps you out with a camera jump. But all else, you can also go with Sleight of Hand, which is also another option. Like I said, I prefer Hardened Pro. And the reason you want to use Ghost is because in most cases, when you're engaging enemies with this weapon, your survival depends on you getting the jump on them. And if you're getting caught behind enemy lines, if a UAV goes up, you're in big trouble. Because in most heads-up matches, only difference is long distance, you're going to lose the gunfight up close to any SMG or any other assault rifle. It's just the main weakness of these weapons and the main reason you don't see them online a lot. Alright, weapon attachments. So in the M14's case, I stick with the grip, and this is because I don't have the fastest trigger finger in the world, so I rely heavily on just making sure my first couple shots are accurate, and grip really helps up with that. And if you're using the grip, you can also use a Warlord perk as well to give you a grip with an optical sight if you don't like their crosshairs. And if you don't feel that you need the grip or the optical sight, then just go with the safe extended mags, which will boost your mag size to 30 rounds opposed to 20 rounds. And like I said earlier, in the FAL's case, you don't have the option for grip, then I just generally stick with an optical sight such as the red dot sight. I just prefer myself the red dot sight over the reflex sight. There's really no difference between the two. And in the case of the FAL, you actually have the option for dual mags as well. That's not the case with the M14. You can't equip dual mags on the M14 at all. And moving on, if you want to be at all consistent with either of these weapons, you first have to choose your situations wisely in how you encounter enemies. As well, you need a good trigger finger. And some of the best trigger fingers in this community either come from Pyrotoz or Dontshootiisgay, but this person that I'm showing right now also has a decent one. So obviously that video was not me because, like I said, I have a terrible trigger finger, but it is my buddy's Jake, so I actually have him on with me as a guest. So why don't you introduce yourself, Jake?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Jake, or Dontshootiisgay, and this is my gameplay.
And you probably have the best online name, both channel-wise as well as gamertag-wise, that I've ever seen. But anyways, let's move on to the gameplay. So you decided to go with the FAL here, so why don't you tell us your setup real quick?
Well, my setup is I have Hardline Pro, Warlord Pro, and Ninja Pro. I decided to go with Hardline so I could maybe get the kill streaks a little sooner, and Warlords for the extra stun grenade, and Ninja obviously to get rid of extra excess noise.
Yes.
And yeah.
So I told these guys that I have like a terrible trigger finger, so capturing like a gameplay with either the M14 or the FAL would have been like terribly difficult for me. But Jake, as you can probably tell by the video, has probably one of the most beast trigger fingers online, and he's gonna be ripping up this entire gameplay. So, and when I asked you to capture a game for me, I wasn't expecting it to be on Summit because this map is not suited for a semi-automatic weapon at all.
Yeah, it's a really tiny map. I was not expecting to get it either. Yeah.
And probably like a silencer was probably a must on this map as well.
Well, actually, the silencer, it benefited me a couple times because, as you can see, like right there or whatever, that guy was chasing another guy, and I took him out without the other guy even knowing I was there right away. So.
Yeah, so, and you're going to also notice from Jake's gameplay that he's really controlling the movement of everyone else because since you're not using a semi-automatic weapon, you have to fire every single time. You don't want to do one-on-one encounters that often, right?
Yeah, usually just like to just chill back and patrol an area and try to catch the enemy like on their blind side.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And did you really notice the difference between, like, what chose you to choose the FAL over the M14, in your opinion?
Personally, I think the FAL, you can shoot it faster. Like, it doesn't have, like, a lock on it, I guess you could say. And it feels smoother, I guess.
Yeah, I can understand how it feels, but I told a little bit earlier in the video, but they actually have the exact same fire rate. But once again, it comes all to preference and feel and how people feel comfortable using the gun. And personally, myself, I thought the FAL just felt a little bit better as well, and the recoil was just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So overall, you're a sniper by trade in the YouTube community. So since you're a sniper, let's get all the small questions out of the way. What sensitivity do you play at?
I play on 10 sensitivity. I've played 10 for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what? When I was actually playing Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, well, not back in the day, a couple months ago, I was actually rolling, I think, an 8 sensitivity, but when it came into Black Ops, I just gave up on sniping completely, and we went to a nice host migration right here. So I've actually been playing on a 4 in Black Ops,
Oof.
and I know if you ask a sniper by trade to drop down to a 4, he's like dragging his dick through glass, basically. So I also use the cheater sticks or the FPS freak on the right analog. Do you use that at all, or?
No, I don't have FPS freaks. I'm all natural controller.
Oh, 100% natural, big boy. So the gameplay is about to wrap up here. You're doing some work in your chopper gun, or your dogs are doing some work via puppy vision as well as chopper cam. Before the gameplay wraps up, do you want to say anything about yourself to kind of get yourself out there?
I post HD content, and I like putting hard work into my videos, and I really like it when people enjoy them. That's really about it.
Yeah, and your commentary is pretty good as well, which is something that's a little bit different with a lot of the sniper montage people. I find that they can get the clips and everything and do montages, but the commentary is kind of not so great. But yeah. All right, the video comes to an end here. Jake gets an awesome score with the FAL on a pretty hard map too. Final score of 30-1. So I highly suggest you check out his channel. The link will be in the description as what's flashing around here right now for you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll let Jake see us out.
Thanks for having me, Nick, and I'll see you guys later.
Peace.